Hey everybody, so we are going to be reading some spooky Reddit stories. So I'm going to, wait, am I already logged in? I am, sweet, okay. So I'm gonna go over to my communities and see what we have. Scary stories. Okay. These look like they could have some really good, promising ones, so hopefully. Let's see. Interesting. Alright, so let's see, what is this? Highlight saved to your channel is on list. I don't know what that means, but sure. So, let's see. Am I even live right now? I want to make sure I am. Yeah, okay, cool. I am live right now, so yeah. Alrighty. So are you guys ready for some spooky Reddit stories? I think it's gonna be pretty sweet. So, real quick here. Alright. Very cool. Hi, good morning. Good morning. That's awesome. Actually, yeah, good morning. Technically, it's morning here too. I am from Minnesota, so where are you guys from? Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. So do you guys like scary stories? I know, I'm all about Halloween, like, year-round. Ooh, I'm really sorry to hear that. That is sad to hear. Hopefully this stream can put you in better spirits for a little while. Oh, India. Very cool. Fun fact, that's actually my favorite type of food. I love chicken tikka masala, so. I've never been to India. That is on my bucket list, though. I want to go to India and Japan, and I want to see Denmark, so very cool. I speak English. I speak a little bit of Spanish and German, but not a whole lot. Oh, hey. I'm glad to see you back. Aw, thank you. I speak English. I don't know how to make it where it like auto-translates though, for any of you that are watching and would prefer it in another language. That I don't know. I know there's a way on YouTube, I just don't know how yet. So, I was looking over some of the new stories from Reddit. Some of these look pretty interesting. This one says, the hotel I work handles difficult guests in the best way. This one sounds interesting to me. Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. It's like a spooky interview. That's kind of cool. Hello? Yes, Mandi. That's spelled correctly. I know a lot of people do wonder if I'm like Mexican or Hispanic because I spell my name with an I. Yeah, I am single and like it that way. So, this one is about a spooky interview. So, it says, let's see, how long is this? These are like 500 words or less are the stories. Okay, this one might be a little hard to read because it's like dialogue of back and forth. Yeah, you're welcome to comment my shorts on YouTube. Everybody's welcome to comment. I love the interactions, so it boosts my stuff. And I try to always comment back. Sometimes, for some reason, I don't always see the comments. Like, I don't get a notification for it. And I'm not really sure why that is, but I don't know. I've also had comments that go, like, missing, and I'm like, I don't know. It's really weird. So, yeah. I'm trying to hit 4,000 watch hours, and I am quite a ways away. For some reason, I have, like, it says on there, I have, what is it, like, 35,000 watch hours, but only, it says, like, only 300 of them count, and I'm like, I'm so confused. So, I was talking to another, like, YouTuber on Reddit, and they said they hit their 4,000. They had the same, like, issue, and they ended up hitting it with doing live. So I'm like, hey, okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it took a while. Well, I feel like hitting the subscribers was easy, just the watch hours, not as much. Oh, this one's sad. I wouldn't call this creepy, just sad. My girlfriend's cat got outside and is missing. Adam's applesauce? That's interesting. Applesauce isn't really one of those things you think of as scary, right? We have to find a good story to read. Ooh, this one sounds kind of exciting. Patient log 437, and it sounds like it's about some crazy virus from the CDC. That might be a fun one, you guys. You know what I'm thinking that's going to be about? Zombies. For sure, zombies. Yeah. Okay, so are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? This story is called Patient Log 437. It's on Reddit. I'm in the subreddit or whatever. The short scary stories. So that's where I'm finding this if you guys are curious. And there's a lot of different writers that post a lot of really good stuff. And this one was posted by someone named Cute Tackle 2310. So that was the writer of this story. Okay, so I'm gonna read it to you guys. Oh, wait, what? Ooh, I'm excited to hear it, so let me know as soon as, yeah, right after this, because I love getting fresh ideas. Sometimes I struggle to find ideas, so. I shouldn't have decrypted those patient files. 15 years as a data analyst for the CDC, and I've never seen documentation like this. It started with a statistical anomaly, missing person cases spiking in countries where sleep medication prescriptions dropped to 0. The first log was patient 437, female, 34, prescribed Ambien for chronic insomnia. After 3 months of use, she reported intense lucidity during sleep paralysis. Standard side effect, but her neurological readings were unprecedented. Her brain activity during paralysis matched patterns typically only seen in deep coma patients who later reported full consciousness. She described lying there, unable to move, watching someone methodically reorganize her furniture every night. Small changes, a chair 3 inches to the left, a book reversed on the shelf, a photo frame slightly tilted. But she swore nobody lived with her. The footage from her sleep study showed nothing moving, but the objects changed position between frames. No blur, no movement captured, just different positions and sequential screenshots. The timestamps were continuous, no gaps. Her final recorded session was different. Audio picked up breathing from an unidentified source. The patient's vitals showed elevated heart rate but complete muscle paralysis. The camera feed cut for 2.3 seconds. When video resumed, all furniture was precisely mirrored, not moved, mirrored. Left became right, every perfection, every scratch, reversed perfectly, including the patient's body. Her birthmark shifted from left shoulder to right. Internal scans later showed all her organs were reversed too. She never reported feeling different, but the staff noticed. She now wrote with her left hand instead of her right. She began parting her hair on the opposite side. Small things she didn't notice herself doing. 3 days later, she stopped taking Ambien. She said she couldn't risk another episode. The next morning, her apartment was empty. Not just of her, of everything. Down to the paint on the walls, mirror-smooth concrete remained. I found 437 identical cases, all ending the same way. All preceded by patients describing the same thing, watching someone or something, methodically practicing, learning to recreate our world in reverse. The CDC database flags new cases daily. Doctors are baffled by patients presenting with mirrored anomalies. Missing persons reports flood in. I haven't slept since finding these files, but sometimes, in my peripheral vision, I catch my reflection moving. And last night, I swear my coffee mug was on the other side of my desk. I'm posting this from a secure server. My hands are shaking because I just noticed I'm typing with the wrong hand. Ooh, that one's kind of creepy, right? Super cool. Yeah, that one's interesting for sure. That would be a scary scenario, right? Like somebody just, super creepy. Like something trying to take over your life. I was expecting it to be like a zombie story, and then it took a totally different direction, and to me it almost seemed like Alien or like something like that. That's kind of cool. Very cool. So what did you guys think of that story? Was it a fun one, or did you not like it? There's so many on here. It's crazy. Like that one was from an hour ago, and that's crazy, right? Like people are writing a lot of stories on here. It's kind of cool. So cool. Yeah, you can name your teddy bear whatever you want to name it. Mandy, I guess, is as good of a name as any. So Juno, I'm curious. You said you had an idea for me after that story. I would love to hear it. So, your name is John. Mine is Mandy. It is nice to meet you. See, there's one called The Man in the Back Seat. That sounds interesting. Another is called, oh wow, we have a lot of people named John. That is a small world. It seems to be a pretty common name. think it's a nice, straightforward name too, you know. Another story is called Things That Haunt Forever Have Their Toll. That one seems like it has some, like, maybe not YouTube friendly stuff going on there though. Thank you. Ooh, that one's about animal abuse. This one's an ad about overpaying for car insurance. Okay. The Storyteller. Alright, that one looks like a potential next one for us. Oh, you mean like one for my gaming channel, or it's not like a Roblox game? I'm guessing. What is Look Outside? Or am I just like an idiot and you mean like it's not technically a game? Like you just show people outside the window and like have it go on live stream? Oh, okay. I'm like, I can always show you guys outside my window. But it's kind of boring, you know. It's just dark. A lot of weeds. That would be my style. Hey, let's play a game. Look outside my window. Here you guys go. I'll see you in a few hours. It's an RPG. Huh. Like a roleplay game? Is it like a Roblox or something else? I always wondered, like, how do people... This is a dumb question. Like, I know how on Rumble, but not really on YouTube, how you would live stream gaming. Super Nintendo, like, so not on a computer or phone, I'm thinking you mean? I don't really know anything about, like, real video games. I have no beef with anyone who's handicapped at all. I think some of you know me well enough to know that. Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's like, you can play it on the computer, but it's in the style of like, or graphic style of like a Nintendo game. I see what you're saying. Oh, I can't remember what game it was that I played like that. It was really cool, actually. I don't think they have it anymore. It was like, it started with a Z, I think. And it was like clowns or like animatronics or whatever that like you tried to close the doors before they got in and like got you. It was really fun. Zulax. That's what that was called. It took me forever to remember that. So, it was called Zulax. Okay. I'm guessing it's kind of that style, maybe. I'm thinking so. So, I will have to check that out for sure. For sure, for sure. That sounds like a fun game. I just have to figure out, like, actually, oh my gosh, I know how you could live stream on, a gaming, like, it would just be OBS. That would work. For sure. So that's a great idea. I think I'm gonna try that. Would you guys like to play a game? I think that'd be really fun. Maybe the next stream do that. Or we could even do that at my gaming channel. Either way. So, are you guys ready for another creepy story? How does this one sound? It's called The Storyteller. And it's written by a top 1% commenter. So I'm saying that means they write a lot of stories on this Reddit or subreddit. So let's get into that. It's called The Storyteller, and the author is Moving Stasis. And if you guys are wondering where I'm reading this from, it is Short Scary Stories on Reddit. So, here we go. I had been watching... Wait, what? Oh, sorry. It had been watching me for days, I think. Maybe longer. Our run-down little cottage backed up to a pine wood, and it was there, shuffling along the tree line, that I first noticed it. A small, pale figure, not unlike a bipedal worm, obscured by shadow. Its body covered by skin that hung limply, the color of candle wax. It had 2 large eyes set between an enormous pair of ears. Surrounded by tall pines, it looked profoundly alone and like nothing I'd ever seen before. "Are you hungry?" I called out to it. It nodded. Sprinting back to the house, I soaked my trousers and trainers, barreling through the garden's long grass. As always, no one was back, so I grabbed some ham and a few grapes. I wasn't sure what it would eat, so I just picked things I like. Approaching it cautiously, I set the plate down on the needle ground and backed away. Slowly, with spidery fingers, it approached the food and began flicking at it. Then the creature held up the ham and rotated it. In a musical, almost preternatural voice, it asked, "What is?" "Ham," I replied, "from a pig. We get it from the butcher in the village. It's still freshish." I noticed its ears twitching. As I spoke, its eyes exuded a vacant, almost satiated calm. "Tell me more," it said, in its wonderfully strange voice. After that, I trooped up to the garden with a plate of food every day. And each day it refused the food, opting instead just to listen. It likes stories. It ate them, I think. The more we spoke, the bigger it got. Its vocabulary improved too. "Do you have a name?" I asked. "Not one you could understand," it smiled. It gave the name Simon, which I knew meant the listener, my brother's name. Then I started to get sick. The more I spoke with Simon, the weaker I felt. Like I was dying. So I stopped going to the garden. But I knew this would make Simon sick too. I could sense it. Without my stories, he would die. I needed advice, but my parents weren't around. So I made a plan. I would find some people to feed Simon's stories. Struggling toward the village, I spotted some strangers with cameras. They didn't speak my language, but I waved them toward my house and the woods beyond. Reaching the tree line, I collapsed into Simon, overcome with relief. Lying there together on the floor, we stared up at the canopy while their cameras flashed. "You still don't remember, do you?" Simon said. I didn't, but he held me in a way that felt familiar. "That's okay," he said tenderly. "This will be our story." Disaster tourists find 2 dead brothers at the edge of exclusion zone. Interesting. So, it seems to me that, interesting story. I don't really understand it, honestly, so, I think it was a good one. I just don't get what he means, like, by that. So, like, the thing was his brother or something? They were at an extraction zone? Maybe it was like a viral situation? I'm not sure. What do you guys think that was about? Some of these titles are crazy. Does it hurt to die? Headaches. Gosh, I get headaches a lot. I probably don't want to read that one. Maybe it'll give me some ideas. You never know. A lot of the comments say that this one called Headaches is really, really good. Oh, it must be a series that this guy writes. Interesting. No, I haven't seen that movie. Is it a horror movie? I don't know why, but one I thought of recently that I watched like a long time ago, like I love this movie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's called Into the Mouth of Madness. That one is so good, and it's so like unknown. Not many people have heard of that one. There's a lot more people online in the subreddit right now. Are you guys hanging out in here too? It's a really fun subreddit. I used to write all the time, and then just as of lately, like probably the past few years, I just kind of, I don't know, got out of writing. I'm thinking I should start back to it. I just have been like inspiration in so many other directions, so. But yeah, I'll have to look it up. Significant other. There goes that light remote for this guy back there. What? Oh, okay, I see. That's when that was created. It's a pretty big subreddit. It has 835,000 people. 53 are online right now, so very cool. Oh, that's a good idea. I know, I hate sometimes when you like read about a movie and you're like, oh, you know, it's exciting, but at the same time it gives away so much. I'm like, oh no, spoilers. Alright, I'll have to do that. I'll watch it without reading anything about it. I'm sure it's on Prime. It seems like Prime has pretty much everything. It's not really horror, but I was watching this show called Operation Repo. Like my whole family, we like to watch it together. And I don't know, they had like seasons 1 through 4, and then you got to like 5 and it said not even available. Like you couldn't buy it or anything. It just wasn't there. I'm like, what? That's crazy. So I'm sure they have that one on Prime. I'll have to check it out. So, are you guys ready for another scary story? This one is called Headaches. And it's by, I don't know how you say this guy's name. It's like PPRDGEFRMRMBRS. He calls himself, or his title, or whatever it is, in the subreddit is Duke of Depravity. So, let's check out the story Headaches. We had no idea what to make of it. The first man sprinted into the ER, clutching his skull and screaming in agony. I'd never heard such sounds. 23 years as a nurse, and I thought I could no longer be surprised. But there was something about the way he went completely feral that unnerved me deeply. Clearly, he was experiencing severe pain, and given his behavior, my initial thought was he might have rabies. Ooh, that's a bad one. Yet, we were only able to speculate on his malady, as his vocabulary seemed to have devolved to encompass only 3 words: make it stop. Trying to abide his wishes, we strapped him down and shot him full of every calming and pain-killing drug we were comfortable injecting before we risked halting his heart, but nothing worked. With no fever, ruling out rabies, we theorized he may have a tumor of some other impression in his brain, and were discussing exactly how we might go about getting him to settle enough for a scan, when suddenly the screaming stopped. In an instant, he was perfectly calm and his vitals were normal. Strangely, he then apologized for causing such a scene and noted that he was embarrassed he didn't do so much fuss over a bad headache. Refusing any more tests and our strong recommendations that he stay overnight for observation, he called his wife and whistled as he skipped through the doors. The rest of the staff chalked it up to some sort of psychotic episode, but I couldn't get over just how much medication we'd given him and how it should have been impossible for someone to even remain conscious, let alone whistle and skip. And one was odd enough, but 2 days later, a woman came in displaying the same condition. In immeasurable anguish, she dug her nails so deeply into her head we feared she might rip her own scalp off. But after not responding to any of our questions or the drugs we gave her, her headache suddenly went away and she was fine. Then a third, and then a fourth. It couldn't be a coincidence. Something odd was happening to these people, and I wanted to know if there was a common denominator between them. So I followed the last patient to the parking garage to ask her more questions, but before I could, she shushed me with a finger, checked around to see if we were alone, and then wrapped me in a giant hug. Just before she pulled away, I felt a small pinch on the back of my neck, right underneath her palm. I assumed she pressed my necklace into my skin. However, as she receded from me, I reached to adjust it, only to remember I hadn't worn any jewelry that day. Then, when I was turning to walk back to the hospital, I heard a deep, grating voice come over the back of my brain. Hello. Ooh, that is a really, really creepy one, you guys. So they're like, it's like a parasite or possession, right? Super creepy. It's a scary thought. It sounds like now she's definitely infected. Or he, I'm not sure. Definitely creepy though. Oh my gosh. So, I'm gonna quick go get a water bottle because I forgot to bring one with me when I started the stream. And my throat from reading these stories in the winter air is getting a little bit dry. So, I will be right back. Alright guys, I am back. Sorry about that. I could not find the lid to my cup. So anyway. So and that one, does it hurt to die? No. The job. Interesting. No, this one's like kind of dialogue, so it'd be hard to like read. Let's see. Oh, this title is hilarious. It's called "My Wife and I Decided to Visit a Funeral Museum. It was great until we got to the gift shop." That is so funny. Perfect time to get snacks. I don't know what you mean by viewership trick, but if you know of a good trick, that's awesome. Because I definitely could use all the help I can get trying to get to 4,000. It's so funny. So what did you get for snacks? I was like reading and it was like going great, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, my throat feels so dry. I need to get like something. So I was watching this how it's made on YouTube, and I don't know if you guys have seen this. There's a one on Jawbreakers. I was like, ew, ew, they put rubber in Jawbreakers, like for real. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, that's cool. Huh, I didn't know that. I don't know a lot about like all the tricks and stuff. It's probably why I'm stuck at like under 1,000 watch hours that count. I'm like, dang. A sleeve of Oreos, you should have grabbed the whole package. So like, what's your favorite flavor of Oreo? I think the lemon ones are pretty amazing. A sleeve a night, that's pretty good. You should like try to work on like a whole box a night, like the, what are they, family or party pack? That'd be pretty cool. For sure, that would be cool. Have you ever had like the Sour Patch ones? Those are surprisingly good. They're like refreshing. There you go, bulk pack from Costco. That's even better. That's like genius. Oh my gosh, Costco is a good place to go for that. Definitely. You should get like the mega donuts too. I don't know if they still have those. I'm sure they do. Caramel apple Oreos? Interesting. I've never heard of that. That sounds really cool though. I know they do so many things like seasonally. I'm like, why? Like I thought oh yeah, that was really good. The what were they, like cosmic Oreos? They had Pop Rocks in them. They tasted like a regular Oreo with Pop Rocks, and for some reason it like really was cool. I thought it was pretty sweet. Like that pop kind of gave it a fun like twist. Oh yeah. We reviewed on my other channel, Mandi Mania. I don't know if you saw that one. We reviewed the churro ones and the, what were they? I think Coca-Cola maybe? I thought the churro were really good, but oh, the Coca-Cola ones were so bad. They were like really gross. Really gross. I was like, no way. Actually, the soda that was Oreo flavored was nasty too. Oh, yeah, classic. Huh, I've never had the fudge covered. I think I've seen them. They're like a white, like coating covering, kind of like a white chocolate or white fudge, I think. Trader Joe's, that place is great. I haven't been there in a hot minute. Yeah, they have like a lot of really unique stuff. I might have to make a Trader Joe's run soon for fun. I love their spices section. It's one of the few places I can actually still find garam masala. Oh my gosh. I found a super short one called Hospital Ghost Story. It is good though. Like, I just kind of skimmed it. This one's a fun one. It's called, I've heard it before actually. I think someone reposted it. It's called Hospital Ghost Story by No Attention 5583. It's short, but it's pretty sweet. A doctor and a nurse took the elevator from the 5th floor back to the 1st floor after giving first aid to a patient on the 5th floor. But the elevator did not stop after the 1st floor. B1, B2, B3, the elevator finally stopped on the 3rd floor underground. The elevator door slowly opened and a cold air rushed toward them. A girl appeared in front of him and wanted to come into the elevator. The doctor was so scared that his face turned pale and he quickly closed the elevator door. The nurse asked the doctor why he didn't let the girl in. The doctor was frightened and said, "Didn't you see the girl had a red ribbon on her hand?" The 3rd floor underground is the hospital's morgue. Every corpse will have a red ribbon tied on its hand to indicate identification. The doctor kept panting and panting. The nurse slowly stretched out her hand in front of the door. "Is it a red ribbon like this?" How creepy is that, right? So the nurse that was with him the whole time is dead. Ooh. I mean, at least she's like talking to him, so she's probably not like a zombie. Totally creepy though, right? Pumpkin peppermint season right now. Ooh. Hopefully not like together. Pumpkin and peppermint. Ooh, that'd be a rough flavor. Right? That's great. Yeah, the doctor should be mad, not terrified, right? That's great. I'm like, weird. Okay, that's an ad. More like car insurance ads. Oh my gosh. That is a disturbed story. I saw one and I'm like, what? Right? I know. Wouldn't people just be like, oh, yeah, it's a hallucination? I wouldn't immediately jump to, oh my gosh, it's a ghost. Car insurance ads. I know, right? They're like everywhere. It must be really good business or something. I'm like, Halloween, I feel like it should be year-round. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm doing, gearing up for Halloween in December, where I'm, like, gonna be doing tons of Halloween, like, all December and themed weeks. So that is gonna be really fun. I'm super excited. I have a lot of fun ideas. I also have another idea. I do the ASMR, like, Sunday, story time. Oh my gosh, right. Yeah, trick-or-treating. That'd be fun. You know what's sad? I didn't get any trick-or-treaters last year, like, not one. I'm like, usually we get kind of a lot. I was like, oh. No one went out trick-or-treating by me. I think it's because we got, like, a little mini snowstorm, so. But yeah, like, anyway, I got so distracted. We're, like, how I do the spooky storytime Sundays, I'm gonna start another thing where it's, like, kind of like that, but it's gonna be reading about haunted places, so, like, in different states, like, famous, or maybe not even famous, but just, like, haunted places and, like, their story and different stuff about them. I think that'd be kind of exciting. And maybe some that are by me even go and check out in person. That'd be pretty cool, right? So, I think I'm gonna get ready to call it because I did not bring my computer charger cord with me, and it's telling me low battery. I'm like, dang it. Big bad ghost. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I really believe in ghosts, honestly. I think would be fun is like, so, let's see, I'm gonna close this story thing for now because the sucker's gonna die on me. But anyway, Roseau, Minnesota is like the home of the Wendigo. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like one of my favorite cryptids, and Roseau is supposed to be like a hot spot. Like, it's the Minnesota Monster, so I'm like, ooh, how fun would it be to go camping in Roseau, Minnesota, and we can, like, go out in the woods, see what we see. That might be fun. Considering a Wendigo is technically like a really deranged human being, I probably wouldn't want to meet one. Right. But anyway, I'm so glad you hung out with me. I love it when you come and hang out. You always make my live streams fun. To hang out, chill. It's a good time. So I will message you when I get off, and yeah, exactly. That's what a Wendigo is. I'm like, let's go find one. It's probably a bad idea. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the live stream, and come hang out with me again soon. bye and good night.